You're such an asshole.
AssholeConsulting.com. Go there if you got questions, because I got answers. Because I'm just an asshole. And when you live your life as an asshole, you learn things much quicker and much better than the conformist. Yes, boss, I'll do whatever. Yes, dear. Nothing good starts with, no good sentence starts with the word yes. That just means things are just getting worse. That's the truth. Hey, asshole. Atham the window washer here. How much for a Clarey Test on Ron Paul? YouTube video format. No need to keep me anonymous. Thanks. Well, I will look you up, Ron Paul. I don't know much about him. I was not on the Ron Paul bandwagon. That's where I kind of gave up. Let's go to the Wikipedia page. If you were wondering, hey, what is the Clarey Test and why would you be doing it on Ron Paul? Well, I'm doing it on Ron Paul because I'm getting paid. But the Clarey Test is a 4-question test that we use to test politicians, or at least I do, and you should too. And it is also officially the greatest single advancement in the field of political science, because the entire field is bullshit, and when it takes somebody outside of the field like me with a little bit of common sense, this simple 4-question test obsoletes the entire profession. I am a professional political scientist. Anyway, so the 4-question test is this. Do you come from money? What did you major in? Do you have any real-world working experience? And what are you currently doing now? And you want to get a score of 0, so if you don't come from money, you get 0 points. That's good. But if you do come from money, you get a point. That's bad. If you majored in something stupid, like the liberal arts, that tells me that you're a lazy fuck and you want the rest of the world to pay for your shit. All right, so that you get a point. And we can scale these. Like finance, you get half a point or a quarter point, and then nuclear engineering. Obviously, you decided you were going to work hard and contribute something back to the country, so you get 0 points there. Do you have any private sector experience? You're a piece of shit cocksucking motherfuckers like Barack Obama, Nancy Pelosi, Mark Dayton, and all of the Bushes all never worked in the real world. They just like, daddy, yay! And so that's where they got their money. And so they all get points. But if you work your ass off like moi, you get 0 points. And then what are you currently doing now? Are you on some non-profit touchy-feely douchebag NGO where you get handouts of charity and you live off of society? Or are you like in the case of Ron Paul, I know he's a doctor or was a doctor. You're kind of working hard, or I guess he's retired. But again, it depends on what you're doing. You're like, I'm a blogger. It's not a real job, even though I do that. But okay. Ronald Ernest Ron Paul, 1935, blah, 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 blah. Early life. Born in Pittsburgh, son of Howard Casper Paul, who ran a small dairy company, and Margaret Paul. His paternal grandfather emigrated from Germany, and his paternal grandmother is a devout Christian. Alright, so we don't know. He ran a dairy company. That could be coming from money. As a junior at suburban Dormont High School, he was the 200-meter dash state champion. Went to Gettysburg College, also a member of Lambda Chi Alpha. Graduated with a Bachelor of Science degree in biology, earned a doctorate in medicine, and completed a medical internship. Okay, so he obviously gets 0 points for the degree. Does he come from money? Let's throw a quarter point in there. Ran a small dairy company. You know what? No, I'm going to give him half a point. I don't know. It's hard to tell, because usually there's the leftists love the champion. He came from a poor union family. You find out his dad was like fucking union boss, and they were eating steak every night. And you're like, yeah, fuck you. All right. He was in the National Guard, and served as a flight surgeon in the United States Air Force, 1963, 1965. Wow. Okay, he's a pretty cool dude. All the Ron Pauls, you didn't know? Fuck you, Clarey. It's like, guys, I dropped out of pol. I don't give a shit anymore. I just don't. I really don't. I just found out Trump was elected. You know this guy called Trump got elected? The guy who had the show? Yeah, he's our president now. Yeah. Okay, so let's see here. Medical resident. Influenza. When president. Elections, 1974. Rob Cappy defeated him. Alright, so he's been trying to run. Paul won in 1976. Ooh, that's not good. And the reason why is the question is whether he kept up his practice. That's the real issue. Underestimate. Well, I had real difficulty down practice because he delivered half the babies in the county. 10 years. Served in Congress 3 different periods, so 76 to 77. 76 to 97, won a special election, then from 79 to 80, and finally from 97. Okay, so he kind of went in and out of Congress. In his early years, served in the banking committee, first term, Freedom Tank. Okay, so he was working, and then he was running nonprofit stuff. He put together some nonprofits. Tea Party, did some political work. And then say, okay, you know what? The guy did work real job. And because he's so old, what is he currently doing now? So he's getting 0 points for that. So he gets what? Half a point? Is that it? Half a point because he wanted. I almost because he wanted to go into. You know what? Let's give him a quarter point for going into politics so early. The guy certainly did put in his time, but it was just a little. How old was he when he ran in 76? That'll determine it. Born in 35, 76, so he's 41. It's a little young. Yeah, let's. You know what? Let's call it 3/4 a point. That's all he's got. 3/4 a point. Very good score. Half of which comes from the fact that he didn't control that he was born into a guy that ran a dairy company. And he ran a little early to get into politics for my taste. But otherwise, yeah, this is a guy, you guys should have voted him in for the Republican nomination, but I know you Paul Ryans and your Jason Boehner, what is it, Boehner's name? John Boehner? Why can't I remember the guy that cried and smoked cigarettes all the time? Mitch McConnell. Yeah, you guys, you Republicans didn't want this guy. We went with Mitt Romney. Poor guy. Yeah, so he did good. He did a really good score. If you want, the old captain, he'll apply his test to anyone you want, any public figure. We had, what was it? Molly Crabapple. That was one of my more recent favorite ones. There's this modern day Sylvia Plath broad. She wrote an article at some website that was stupid. A guy actually read it. You never read articles on leftist newspapers, guys. It's just, especially by little 30-something girls who were all emo-y. You don't read XO Jane. Don't read Jezebel. Then you. But I mean, if it makes me money, you say, hey, do a Clarey test on this. Writer wrote this. All right, okay, fine, I guess. But you're gonna get your stress up. You're just gonna get very angry. Anyway, that's all we got. You guys got questions? Go to assholeconsulting.com. Toodles.